everybody. Thank you for joining me for Jam and Chat number 33. With me today, I have here for you Craig from New World Wellness. That's right, you can find him at wellnessdowntown.com. You can also find him at New World Wellness on YouTube. Make sure you click that card.
Sorry, I'm just turning that off. Sorry.
You're good, man. You're good. Great to have you back here. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. It's good to be here. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So actually, what you should ask your people, what they think. Comment below. Do you think we should kind of do that? Like, even that jam we just did in Jam and Chat, 32?
Yeah.
We just did. You could kind of, like, I learned a lot, just, about guitar as far as lead goes and those kind of things. Just by a few patterns. Like, if you want to learn stuff like that, comment below, man. Like, I want to learn. I want to learn from you. So get on here and teach me something.
Oh, right on. Actually, that's actually one of the biggest benefits of doing the licensing is because, dude, I'm going to tell you, I am not a fan of the $100 withdrawal. I'm sure if you watch the video, I talked at length about that. That means I would need a minimum of 100,000 views to get paid once.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of views. That's kind of a lot. So I don't really like that. I'd rather be able to get paid in a smaller amount sooner. However, the licensing aspect is it's incredible. Then that way I could literally, do music trivia, I could do music history, I could do my favorite music,
Definitely.
I could do all these things. Like, I could explain what this shirt is that I'm wearing and play some of it. And this shirt, this album, The Astonishing, it is covered under the thing.
Wow.
Dream Theater is under their umbrella, so I can access them legally too. So it's a trade-off. It's good and it's bad.
Yeah, I think I commented on that a little bit. You really got to be, like, if you're just doing covers, you really got to be a superhero. And from what I understand, it's more of you originally take something. It's not like, hey, I'm the best cover band in the world and I'm going to play it just like Tom Petty did, even his voice. Everything is exactly the same. Usually the cover guys that are making any money off of monetizing it are taking covers and doing like a total new twist on it.
I'm trying to do a lot of stuff like that.
I know you are. That's what I mean. I wanted to get to that because that's what I like about your channel. Even just, you know how to transpose, you know how to bring it in different keys, you're adding different instruments, you're playing the melody lines and all those kind of things in a unique way. And I think that's what you have to look forward to as far as monetizing, because, most people that I read about on the forum when I talked to some people, they're just like, this is a great way where somebody likes this song and they just type it in and I come up on a search engine because it's maybe a unique cover or something like that. Maybe I'll get something down the road with We Are the Hits, but really it's for me to sell my services that I do, you know what I mean? For that, to get them to like me and then want to either come to my show if it's a local situation or, my music, like you have music lessons, which, are awesome. So, promoting that through it. And that's why the artists were so pissed, because they felt like, hey, they're using my work to get their work. And as I commented, I was like, I just wonder, did the Eagles cover anybody before they became the Eagles?
Oh, totally. Totally.
Like in a bar or something like that, they did covers. Even the Rolling Stones, their whole first album was covers. You know what I mean? They just did it in a unique way and paid for it. So, if you,
I've heard stories
right,
too. Not to change the subject too much, but I've heard stories about the Eagles that they kind of, were all about going up, of course, but then, they would kind of shit on people coming up as they were coming up underneath them. And I've heard a lot of stories. And I haven't heard a lot of good stories about Bob Seger either. But I heard one story from a guy who knew Bob Seger. And he said that one time he was in a taxi cab with Bob Seger and the Eagles. And I forget exactly, the song came on the radio and it was some new up-and-coming artist. And Bob Seger made a positive comment. And it was a couple of the guys in the Eagles, not all of them. And they were not so, positive supporting.
Yeah. That's why I think We Are the Hits, even though it's weighed in the artist's favor, which I don't really disagree with so much. I think it's a nice compromise. Like the Eagles paying 60 people a day to see if people are posting their songs. I mean, they're wasting their money. They're not getting the free advertising. And it reminds, like, I was thinking about the song "Take It Easy." Remember that
Right.
song? And I'm like
Right.
thinking about the lyrics. I'm like, they're not taking it easy on this one.
No, no, and
They're
think
causing a
about
lot of.
this.
They
Think
could
about this.
compromise.
One of the arguments that people have come up to me, one of the contrarian points of view that I've been faced with is that, um, we should just be able to just do whatever we want with it, right? And okay, I agree that this should be fair use, right? I agree because I know what fair use is and I know how it's supposed to work. And these are covers. It's not like I'm going to a Guns N' Roses concert and taking my phone and holding it up and shooting it and then reproducing that as my content. Now, I've had people that literally do that, and they did that, and they got copyright strikes, and they said, dude, I understand why I got that copyright strike. I don't necessarily think I should have got it, but, like, that does kind of suck, I guess, a little bit,
Yeah.
because,
Fair
like, I'm trying to
use
say I'm
is
Guns N' Roses when I'm not.
exactly. Fair
Right?
use is a totally different thing, actually. And
Exactly.
it's really hard to bring it into the music world. And the reason why is, okay, so fair use, if you look at the copyright laws, how it works, if you bring in, say, like a news clip from ABC News, and you use that in a video, okay, then you use Fox News, then you use CNN, and you kind of mash it up or something like that. And then you put something over the top of it, like your text, your kind of thing. Anything that is reality, you can get away with fair use for because they're not coming up with it creatively. Whatever the politician or whatever the story is about is the story, so they don't really own the rights to it. So fair use in that case, usually when it's nonfiction, when it's something reality, you can get away with it because it's not a creation of somebody else.
Well,
In the music world,
we could disagree about that as far as whether the news is a fabrication or not. But
well, yeah, that's a whole different story. But yeah, maybe they could creatively do it. It could be a
then
lot of
they'd be giving away
misinformation.
their mo. They'd be like,
Exactly.
shit.
They're making their whole new thing up, and it's not based in reality, which that is true. I don't know what that is, but I know fair use copyright law would protect you in that case. But with music and songwriters or anybody that's an artist, like if you replicate it in any way, including the melody, I mean, there's only 12 notes, but I mean, the way that you do it is the thing. And so if you replicate anything, it's considered their creation. It's not like Fox News or CNN or any kind of news source is making that up and coming up with it as an artistic expression. They're just reporting on what it is. So fair use works really well in court. But if you go to court saying this is fair use because I took somebody's song and I put it in one of my videos, if it has anything to do with this was somebody's creation where it came out of their brain and then they copyrighted it, you're going to get boned no matter how long or short it is. And that's the hard part about fair use. And then also the last really parameter that a judge would look at in fair use really is this overall thing a new creation? So if it's just a whole bunch of other people's songs, it never really would be your creation because your creation is just being made up by all these other songs. And then some people can kind of get away with an argument like I put it in this way and I arranged it this way and I made it different, like even like sampling and those kind of things, even though sampling you got to pay for now, but in the beginning they were saying fair use. And so so that last parameter is the most important thing to the judge. When they look at your video, is it your creation or is it you just doing somebody else's creation? And if in any way it's you doing somebody else's creation other than, nonfiction, something that's being reported on or something that's real or something that everybody sees with their own eyes, you're pretty safe with that. But anything fictional, and music is fictional, especially lyrics, because we have 12 notes, but we have so many words.
True.
And so to be a wordsmith and a poet, any kind of lyrics or anything, you're in trouble with fair use, and that's why YouTube had to back away from it.
Right on. Well, I really appreciate that in-depth and explanation and analysis. I'm sure a lot of people will understand better now why. I'm because I really thought that doing a cover was fair use because it was me performing it, me
No.
recreating it. Now, I mean, I guess if I'm doing it with a karaoke track or a backing track, that makes it more gray in my mind. But I
Oh,
guess either
definitely.
way, it
Then you're
doesn't matter.
definitely in trouble. That's where the fifth parameter, which is that last one, comes in, and that's a
Mm-hmm.
judgment. The first four parameters are really kind of straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Is this fictional? Is this? Is it this? And you go through, I don't want to bore everybody with everything,
Mm-hmm.
but the last one, is this a creation that came out of something else? And
Yeah,
then
because I,
are
I
those
I uploaded my track covers to the links anyway. So like if they're not going to cover them or whatever, I understand if they tell them, oh, you need to unlist or if you need to take this down or whatever. I mean, I'm going to go along with it. I'm not going to make waves. I'm trying to do stuff the right way because, dude, I am deeply grateful to the creators of the music that we love.
I
I
know,
am
me
not
too.
somebody that wants to exploit them and take from them without giving back. However, at the same time, the only way, the only way people are willing to listen to my original songs is if I get them to like me with covers first. In
Which
fact,
is
I
the
was
way it's always been.
right, I know. And I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. In fact, the next few songs I have in queue to do are original songs. So guess what? You guys, I've been doing so many covers. I've got a massive amount of original songs to share with you guys. And I'm gonna. That's not, the issue is just about, you know, I have a business, Matthew's Music Lesson Studio, that had to move online because of COVID. And I need students, man. I love you guys. I need you. So if you guys want, MatthewsMusicLessonStudio.com. Check me out. It's a great deal, man. $20 for a half-hour lesson, and it's recorded for you. Just like Jam and Chat. See, I'm recording for my channel. When I do a music lesson private, it's recorded, and I don't use it. I just send it to you. And then that way, everything that I say, you never have to worry about forgetting. All the exercises that I can give you, you can replay it as many times as you want, play along with it, And this might feel like a live commercial, but I'm just telling you, this is what's setting me apart from other places that you can get music lessons online. That's no additional charge. That's included in your $20. So,
Yay. Do it. He's a great teacher. Believe me, he's awesome. Yes, definitely do it. And that's how you really support somebody with YouTube, honestly.
oh yeah.
The monetization, like, I think We Are the Hits is actually a decent compromise. Like you said on your video, maybe it's a little steep, but it's always going to be steep in the songwriter's favor because it's their creation, of course, so you can't really negotiate on that. But at least it's a compromise, and the reason is because of what the Eagles found out. If I understand it right, you know, that's a lot of money to employ a lot of people to look for videos all day long. So they're like bleeding money where they could have a compromise. And so because technology is new, YouTube is a new thing. And like I said, if you look back, the Rolling Stones made it on covers. Their whole first album was original covers. You know what I mean? Look at it.
Yeah, and dude,
And that is what broke them.
I
And
have
that's
a whole 80s album now of covers. I've got all these wave files, and I'm like, man, I could make a whole album of just 80s covers, right?
Exactly.
But it's like, well, what am I going to do with it? Like, nobody
Exactly.
buys CDs anymore. Nobody buys MP3s. Like, how am I going to sell it? And then I'd have to, like, pay Harry Fox or whatever up front in order to license each individual song. Blah, 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 blah. It's not worth it.
And I think that's the hard part about being a musician now. People used to listen to the radio, and there was a limited number of songs that were actually put out there, and that was something to do. Like, there is so much distraction now with all kinds of different media. I mean, most musicians really even make it with, media in the background of other media, you know what I mean? As musicians, the videos and those kind of things, and the attention span has gotten shorter, I think, because there's so much more to do. I'm not even complaining about it. It's just, if you look at the present moment, that's the way it is. So even though a musician has a lot more tools right now, I think, to get themselves out there, I think it's also harder to get people to listen to your music because so many other musicians have that ability to take that attention. It's all about how much attention is being paid to music.
Well,
And
and we're
actually,
behind the curve, bro. I mean, Craig, let's be real. Like, let's zoom back to 2012. Okay, just in our minds, you and me, we've known each other for that long at least. So if we zoom back to 2012 in our minds, neither one of us were really doing anything on YouTube. We were busy doing stuff in person. And
exactly.
then, both of us had our life choices where we decided to kind of uproot and restart at a similar time because of the political and economic climate where we were living, and we were both feeling it. And then both of us started to really focus on YouTube because of COVID, and I really think that a lot of people did that. And
Yeah.
because dude, if the reason I started Jam and Chat, honestly, it was not for my channel. It was because I was freaking lonely, and I needed to
Mhm.
socialize with other people other than just the people I was quarantined with. And to
Exactly.
be able to play music,
Yeah.
there's no gigs even still on the horizon. And I
Yep.
mean,
There's
so
always a creation that comes out of disaster. Like you gotta, that's tapas and yoga. You gotta burn it down to find something new. And I love that idea, and I love being able to be in touch now, and even just figure out how this looper pedal works. And like, I think the technology is gonna get amazing, and then we're gonna have to go through all the growing pains. Like, I have another friend who lives in L.A., and it's him and his wife, and what they've been doing is going out in front of their house and playing just like covers, like, and you can tip them with Vimo, like you can tip them virtually and those kind of things. So they broadcast it on Facebook, and you can tip them on Facebook, and they draw kind of a crowd that just happens to be walking by their front yard and those kind of things. And they socially distance and they do all that thing. So it's a unique way to kind of keep what they had before that. Because in LA, you think it's hard in Oregon. Try going to LA, as a musician. There's so many musicians. And even them, they got in trouble, which is, I think, the
oh,
compromise that needs to be made, because somebody saw their video and be like, "Hey, wait, that's my song," and then they got boned and they had to take it down off of Facebook. So I think this is also going to bring that to light. I think We Are the Hits is a good start as far as how do you draw people to your channel using other people's music that people know already, and then find a fan base for your original music. But I will have to admit, being around music my whole life and being around bands and talking to musicians, honestly, the only way to really make money is to gig.
yeah. Thank you very much. Please take a second and subscribe to my channel. Like this video, share it with all your friends, and leave your comments down below. And I'll see you guys next time on Matthew's Favorite Covers.